Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. We have an exciting review and first ride impressions on the Crestline RS75 Copper Edition with the Bosch CXR Race Edition motor. It's new bike day. Stoked! So who are Crestline? They're a small independent started in December 2020 based on the west coast of the USA by two joint owners, Croydon and Mark. They produced a downhill bike and now a couple of eMTBs. So interesting to see what they are doing and how this compares to some of the mainstream brands. And I'll share some of my initial experience with the bike and in dealing with the Crestline team. Oh! This model is the second batch of bikes that they have offered, and they tend to do limited batch runs at a time, which means they can try new things, swap out the build kits quicker than say the larger, more established bike companies. They offer a 6-year warranty on their bikes. The bike comes in 3 sizes: RH2, which is the medium, RH3 the large, and RH4 the extra large. The RH2 comes in a mullet setup, the RH3 comes in both the mullet and the full 29er, and the RH4 only in a 29er. In terms of reach, this RH2 is 450mm, the RH3 is 475, and the RH4 is 500. The head angle is 63.5, the seat tube angle is 77, and for other geo numbers check out their websites. Let's go through the build kit. So this is the RS75 and it's a premium carbon frame in a mullet setup. The colourway is gloss black carbon with the copper matching decals. Maybe inspired by this? It would be a little bit ironic as it's an e-bike powered by a battery. The suspension is covered with a RockShox Super Deluxe Ultimate Air rear shock 175mm and the RockShox Zeb Ultimate fork 180mm of travel with a 44mm offset on the front, so no compromises on the suspension components. In terms of the e-system, this is the most up-to-date Bosch Smart System with the Bluetooth wireless handlebar remote. It has a Bosch CXR limited race drive unit with 85 Nm of support. It also has the Bosch 750 watt power tube battery fully integrated in the down tube. Although a 625 watt battery can also be used in the frame with a spacer. The battery is removable. You undo 2 small screws under here, take off the plate, pull the clip cord and it will pop out. You also have a kiosk display which is partly countersunk, and to switch it on they have positioned the other Bosch display option under the top tube, tucked away under here. Neat. And you just press the on button there and the system comes to life. And it's got different levels of power control. So it's got off, eco, tour plus, eMTB and race mode. So I was going up some technical switchbacks there and I was really feeling the race power, the race mode power and the overrun. Now it didn't cause me any problems because I was sort of like aware that it would give you that overshoot, but I just, now that I'm on this flat bit, I thought I would sort of try and show you. So if I just do a quarter to half a crank in race mode, hopefully you can see the thing shooting on. So you just get that boost. Try it again. Yeah, there you go. I don't know if you could see that there. You just go and you get about 6 feet worth of push once you've stopped pedalling. So I've pedalled there, quarter of a crank, even quarter of a crank, and you get this shove forward by about 6 feet. So brilliant boost for going up really steep climbs, brilliant if you've got like some sort of route or rock that you're trying to get over. You can give it that boost and you don't need to pedal again, you can just balance the bike and go. When you're going up switchbacks, you've just got to be mindful that it's going to give you that shove and you could end up off the trail. Interestingly, the charging port has been placed on the upper part of the frame rather than close to the motor. This is a rubber cover. It's not all that great. It does the job, but you wonder whether they could actually make something a little bit more robust than this. But it's functional. And the drivetrain is a SRAM XO transmission T-type wireless drivetrain, and I have had some fun testing the limits of this, especially under torque. And it's paired up with the XO 160mm cranks, a 36 tooth chainring, and finally the E13 chain guide. And this new Shimano shifter is really good and ergonomic. The brakes are SRAM Code Ultimate Stealth with lots of adjustability, and these are paired with 200mm rotors front and rear. The front is capable of taking 220mm if you think you need more stopping power. Oh, gotta say, I'm being really quite surprised by these Code Ultimate brakes. I don't know what I expected. I maybe expected them not quite have the stopping power that maybe others have, but I've got to say they've been very good so far. They're quite powerful, so yeah, all good on the Ultimates. Yo! Whoa, steep. Yeah. We also have the Crank Brothers eMTB carbon wheel set, and I have to say these are epic. And these are laced with WTB Vigilante 2.5 tough high grip tyres on the front, and on the rear you have WTB Judge 2.4 again in the tough high grip rear tyre. To finish off the build, we also have a WTB Silverado saddle and a cluster of 1UP products, 1UP components carbon bar, 1UP component stem and 1UP component seat post. Rocks. The weight of the bike is around 23.5 kilograms with the 750 watt battery and 22.6-ish kilograms with the 625 watt battery. So very decent considering the BALDe-Biker kit. The suspension kinematics is by Cascade Components. It's a dual link suspension platform, very much similar to the Santa Cruz VPP, the virtual pivot point. So it's tried and tested, and in my experience only rivaled by Yeti's Sixfinity suspension. One cool feature of the bike is the option to adjust the travel settings with some additional components from the stock 180mm in the front and 175 in the rear. to 170 in the front and 163 in the rear, for example. There's actually a flip chip in the rear linkage that you can flip over, and that takes it down to 163, and obviously you'd need a 170 air shaft to convert the front suspension. But the bike is flexible and it gives you different options to go from a big burly 180, 170 to something a bit more maybe enduro and trail orientated if you wanted to do that. Also interested in what people thought Series RockShox suspension, the ultimate suspension is. There's a lot of stuff in the back. If you've got this suspension set up, I would love to hear what you think of it. In setting it up, I tried to use the RockShox Trailhead app, and it was just putting too much air pressure in, and I wasn't getting the sag that I needed. So I went back to basics and just concentrated on the sag, and then I retrofitted the rebound and the compression settings from there. But I'd love to hear what you did and what type of settings that you've put in. Just drop them in the comments. I might learn something. But so far, I'm finding this suspension really good. Especially down this stuff. Oh, yeah, boy. Bike's coping well with this. Yeah. Didn't shoot. Yo! Epic. So what are the highlights for me so far? This is a cool bike, a blast to ride, on point geometry and a very decent build kit. The stoke factor is at maximum. The Bosch race motor is so much fun, and I ran out of juice before the 750 watt battery did, so it is truly trails for miles. The way that Crestline have integrated all the Bosch kit is excellent, and the way that the battery stays in place is solid, with the power connector located here at the top of the down tube, and the battery slots in and is then clipped in using a Bosch part that is attached to the battery. And this is the battery clip. Slots into the frame and then it clips into the rail using this, and that sits secure, and that there clips into the rail in the frame, holding it in place. And then to release, you just pull the cord and then the battery will slip out. The battery is orientated as a horizontal battery like that. And this is unlike some other manufacturers who are struggling with the battery moving in the frame and losing connection and getting some rattling. This one is solid and does not budge a millimetre. The customer service has been excellent and unique. Speaking directly to Troyden, who will answer any questions, I think he genuinely wants to know and support each customer and make sure they get the best out of the process and the bike. So other points to note, this is not a bike for the masses. It's a high cost premium product and is priced as such at a retail of just under $13,000, although there can be discounts at times for those that jump in early. It's only produced currently in 50 bike batch runs, and it does not come in every possible size combination, but the 3 sizes on offer will stretch across most needs. The build kit is very good. This one is mainly around SRAM, one-up and crank brother components. People might prefer different tyres, brakes and even suspension. Maybe Crestline could offer a frame only option in the future. For me, I might swap the tyres to something even more grippy, although it's beautiful sunshine today in amazing Scotland. It usually rains 300 days of the year. Just a heads up that the bike comes needing some assembly and maybe a bit more than say a direct custom model like YT or Canyon for example, and it doesn't come with any instructions other than the component manufacturer's booklets, so useful if you have the tools and know how to build it, or alternatively take it to your local bike shop, and if in doubt, ask Troyden. The actual Bosch motor obviously has the inherent rattle when freewheeling downhill, but this is not specific to this bike. So if you want your bikes completely silent, the Bosch motor, the Shimano motor are not really for you, because they've all got this inherent rattle in them. Whoa! Well, if you're wondering if this bike can get off the ground, then the answer is absolutely yes. So this has been just an amazing first shakedown ride with the bike, just checking everything, the brakes, the suspension, and everything is holding together, and I've got to say it's been epic. The bike is really playful, e-enduro, lots of travel, lots of support, great geometry, having a blast. Whoa! And the stoke levels are at maximum. So final thoughts on the Crestline. Something different to the mass-produced big brand bikes. Really nice to see a small brand coming through with an interesting approach, and ultimately a great bike that's mega fun to ride. And if you get a chance to get one of these bikes, you won't be disappointed. Well done, Crestline. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. Please press like if you did, and subscribe if you want to. Oh, and let me know what you think of this bike in the comments. And if you're in the UK and interested in this bike, you have the option to go through Sprocket Cycles, who are currently the only UK stockists, and they can bring the bike in for you and set it up and cover the warranty, so no worries. And I will leave their link in the description. Have a great day and see you next time.